missed you all yesterday because I haven't been working as much on weekends, which is a good thing. And because the weather has been nicer, I was outside. Hope you all have been outside. I mean, I know if you saw my video from a week or two ago, it shared that our stress response systems, our brains, need us to get out into nature more, needs us to have this more panoramic view because our eyes are so laser focused on screens and phones and computers and TVs, and it's like tunnel vision, and it actually activates our stress response system. But that said, not what I'm here to talk about today. Here to talk about communication and how to communicate with our partners, with our coworkers, with our children to get them to comply faster. And do so in a way that is not this authoritarian approach that takes away power and control. Because as soon as we take away power and control, which we often do, then that activates the stress response and gears people up to get defensive and fight back. So, one of my most favorite strategies behind writing notes, which as I talked about a couple weeks ago, is describing your strong feelings. And when you describe strong feelings, especially with children, it not only builds emotional intelligence and emotional literacy vocabulary, which is going to help them later in life because they're able to describe their feelings, and I'll use a lot of different words to do so. But back to our hunter-gatherer state of being, we needed to have social bonds and social relationships in order to survive. We were dependent on our tribe. That said, our brains are wired to keep social connections. So when we describe to people, especially children, our strong feelings about something they did or a behavior they displayed, in response, it's going to build empathy in them. They'll be able to understand that their choice had a negative or positive impact on the relationship. And if it had a negative impact, they will start to shape and change the way that they are doing things to keep that relationship intact. So to give you an example here, if a child doesn't want to transition in a classroom, like you're going to an activity that they don't really want to go to, and they have some type of challenging behavior that you didn't really like, once they are back to neutral, you can say to them, it really made me feel frustrated when I asked you to blank and you did blank. You could do the same at home with kids. If you ask them to clean up their toys or clean up their room, you can say, I felt really blank. It bothered me when. And by sharing those strong feelings, it will shape and change their behaviors moving forward. Even if they don't respond the way you want to in that moment, when you share, they'll mull it over in their mind and think about it and subconsciously change the behavior down the road. The other thing too is if that doesn't work well, the reception of the sharing of the strong feelings doesn't work well, then what you can do is you can share your strong feelings via a note. So I'm going to post a blog below, link below, to give you more information about how to share your feelings and why to share your feelings. And if you look back into our past 7 blog posts, they are all on disarming communication. This is the last one I'm talking about, and we are moving on to a new topic next week.